Hi, it's John, and welcome to the channel. Great to have you along today, 5:15 a.m. on Saturday, March the 1st. Hope you're having a great day with the big blue mug of coffee. I'm certainly having a great day today. What a day it was on Friday. Whoa, so much stuff happened. Pierre Poilievre got a gift, and people who should know better didn't see it as a gift. I'm going to talk about that as well. I'm going to show you a tweet I put out yesterday. I came to a realization about the Team Canada types, you know, the faux Canadian patriots we've been hearing about. Also, Mark Carney has been caught in so many lies. He's becoming famous for another reason right now. His 15 minutes of fame may be up, folks. Going to talk about that beautiful thing that happened in the Oval Office. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance basically threw Zelenskyy out on his ass. Wasn't that a thing of beauty? We're going to talk about that as well. And all of the people lining up to condemn Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and saying we need a new world leader. It's just beautiful to watch. It really is. And I'm wearing my Wexit hat today because, folks, I do believe the fabric of Canada is coming apart at the seams. Whether you believe it or not, I feel it. It's palpable here in Alberta right now. So let's go to the National Post. This is the story they've got there. Trump says Pierre Poilievre's biggest problem is he's not a MAGA guy. And what actually happened here? Trump came out and was critical of Pierre Poilievre. So this is from The Spectator. Ben Domenech was talking to Trump, and this is what was actually said. The Conservatives obviously have taken a hit in the polls since some of the comments that you've made that the Liberals have leaned into. Do you think that they're still going to be able to pull it out up there? Donald J. Trump. Well, I think his biggest problem is he's not a MAGA guy, you know. I mean, he's not a Trump guy at all. Ben Domenech. He's more of a throwback Republican. Donald Trump. He's different. Make it a big mistake. They all make that mistake. You know, they think they're going to be the tough guy and they're going to knock out Trump, and they end up getting the hell beat out of him. So I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you, Pierre, I just don't know. I don't like what he's saying about me. It's just not positive about me. And so what are people saying here? Well, here's the pleb. Lots of respect for the pleb. If you watch him on YouTube, here's what the pleb says about this. The Pierre Poilievre and Trump beef has begun. I like Trump, but I'm choosing Team Canada for this one. After covering Pierre Poilievre for the last 2 years, one thing is for sure, Trump has no clue what he's getting himself into. Pierre is not weak like the woke Liberals and the NDP. Well, as far as Pierre being not weak, that is true. I agree with that. But don't get on Team Canada, pleb. What's wrong with you? You missed the point here. What we need here is Donald Trump to come out and call Pierre Poilievre a and then watch his poll numbers go up. And then he's got to come out and endorse Mark Carney, and it'll be all over for the Liberals. That's all we need to have happen here. So this was an absolute gift to Poilievre. Now, Poilievre followed this up. Mr. President, it is true. I'm not MAGA. I'm for Canada first, always. Canada has always been America's best friend and ally, but we will never be the 51st state. I think Pierre Poilievre got it. He hopes Trump comes out and calls him all kinds of names now. And what did I say about this? When this started happening yesterday, I started thinking about this, and this is what I tweeted out. I just realized the Team Canada types hate Donald Trump more than they love their country. Why else would they vote Liberal? And I believe that 100%. These faux Canadian patriots, they don't love their country. They just have a hatred for Donald Trump, and that's the truth. Sorry, folks, but I don't believe a damn thing you're saying because you're not true Canadian patriots, because you wouldn't vote Liberal if you were. Moving along to Mark Carney. Oh my God, Mark Carney has been caught in so many lies that it's become meme-tastic. I just put Mark Carney here, as you can see, into X. This poll I found fascinating. It popped up immediately saying that the Conservatives have a huge lead right now. I'm not really sure if that's the case, but this is what was popping up a lot. If you haven't seen this on X, people tweeting stuff like this. Mark Carney claims that he's Jagmeet Singh's long-lost brother. Mark Carney claims he wrote Britney Spears' song, Oops, I Did It Again. I mean, it's fascinating the things that are popping up. Here it is. Mark Carney just uploaded a photo of himself running across Canada, says he finished what Terry Fox couldn't. Mark Carney single-handedly rescued all of the Gilligan's Island castaways. This goes on and on. Here was what I was tweeting yesterday. I came back and I started retweeting this. Mark Carney claims he to have solved world hunger, invented the wheel. There he is as Terry Fox. Here he is. Mark Carney gave the 11 secret herbs and spices to Harlan Sanders in 1928. You have to wonder how something like this is just beating away at Mark Carney's ego, because never is heard a discouraging word when Mark Carney is asked a question. Never, never, never. That's why it's going to be a wonder to see him go up against Poilievre, who is strong. Now, moving on here, this is the big story right here. Here's Zelenskyy. Here's Trump. See the guy on the right, folks, all you people who hate Donald Trump? This guy over here wants peace. He wants people to stop dying. I support this guy. I've been saying for years that Ukraine will not win the war. Hundreds of thousands are dead on both sides. This guy wants peace. This guy wants it to continue. Do you get it? If you're supporting this guy, you are for death and war. What did I tweet yesterday? Politicians hide themselves away. They only started the war. Why should they go out to fight? They leave that role to the poor, Black Sabbath, Zelenskyy, and those cheering him on. Look at Andrew Coyne here. Andrew Coyne, who's just made an absolute joke of himself. You pay this guy to be on CBC, by the way. The world must stand united against Donald Trump. Andrew Coyne. Never better display of Zelenskyy's courage than today. Never clearer that Trump Vance are on the side of the Kremlin. This has been going on for years. There's no proof that Donald Trump is on the side of the Kremlin. He's negotiating peace, the end of death. Now, Coyne here, I'm not sure, has Trudeau appointed all the senators? Last week I heard he had 10 senators he could appoint. He's still got a few days left. Don't be surprised if Andrew Coyne isn't a senator by the time they have the leadership campaign on March 9th. Let's go over to Small Dead Animals, my favorite website. This is from the Laura Ingraham show last night. This is Trump cabinet member Scott Bessent. This is what he says about what happened in the Oval Office.
President Trump sent me there to, again, we were supposed to bring the Ukrainian people closer to the U.S. people, send a strong signal to Russian leadership that they had not only shared values, but now shared economic interests, and also have a strong signal for the American people that their tax dollars were actually going to work. Instead, President Zelenskyy and I had a very tough 45-minute meeting at a very loud decibel level, and I kept telling him, Mr. President, the purpose of this is to show the Russians there is no daylight between us. And at the end of the meeting, he said, well, I'm not signing this. And I said, at the end of the meeting, I said to him, what do you want to go out and tell the press? I said, because I don't want to go out and show the Russians that there's daylight in between us. And he said, well, I'm going to go out and say I'll sign it in Munich. Then he got to Munich, and he ran into Vice President Vance and Secretary Rubio, very different than Vice President Harris and Secretary Blinken. But he didn't sign the agreement. So finally, we were supposed to have the signing today. It was supposed to be a great day, and this is one of the biggest own goals in diplomatic history. Well,
so there you go. And here's the thing. I heard this deal was pretty much done, and then it's not done anymore. And I think the United States is backing out a little bit on providing support for Ukraine, because they were going to do that. They were going to continue supporting Ukraine through the peace process. I don't think that's going to happen anymore, so the death will continue. So those of you who are all on Ukraine's side and Zelenskyy's side, the death is going to continue. Well done. Moving along here, why I'm wearing the Wexit hat today, this is Tim Houston. Tim is Premier. Absolutely unacceptable that the Bloc Québécois leader is insistent on blocking Atlantic Canada from accessing Western Canada's energy. In the national interest, I urge him to rethink his position and support increasing our country's energy security. Kind of hard to see here. I'll see if I can blow this up a little bit. I clicked on the document. But right here, this is what Yves-François Blanchet said from Quebec. We are fiercely opposed to any type of transport on Quebec territory of hydrocarbons from Western Canada to any market whatsoever. It does not serve Quebec. So let me go over here to Brian Jean. This is Brian Jean from the United Conservative Party here in Alberta. The federal equalization payments will see Alberta pay $26.2 billion and receive $0 in return. Most of it goes to Quebec. Every Canadian benefits from our energy. Why don't we benefit from equalization? Share if you're tired of Alberta being fleeced. I shared this, as you can see down here. This has got to stop. And this is why I feel the country is coming apart at the seams right now. 51st state, no. Independence, yes. With Northern British Columbia and Saskatchewan, I'm all in favor of that. I'd like to see that happen, and it's going to happen if we don't get things together here. If we vote in another Liberal government, that's the final nail in the coffin. But this has got to end. Quebec doesn't want our oil, but they want our money. We pay for their childcare programs, we pay for their health care there, and meanwhile, we're running deficits in our province here because we're a have country. That's got to stop. I'm sick of this. I'm tired of it. I'm a Wexiteer. I'm an Alberta separatist, and this is all of this that we're seeing right now is part of the reason why I think Canada is broken. There is no Team Canada, folks. If you say you're on Team Canada, it does not exist as long as Quebec is part of this country as well. I was there in '95 in Montreal during the rally to keep Quebec to be part of Canada. I would not do it today. I wish they would go, and I want Alberta to go as well. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, and I'll see you in the next one.